a man with clarity, charisma, and commitment.
This person is someone who can go up in the leadership ladder and truly lead this organization to better places.
आपकी JCI जर्नी एक बॉलीवुड मूवी होती.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी तो
This is the movie that you should not miss. Get ready with your popcorn.
We have this 1 year to make a difference.
How do you ensure that every member at ground level does not only
I
listen?
think this is all about communication.
Every leader who comes into action,
Message will also be consistent.
root level member, वो जो इंतजार करते हैं आपसे मिलने के लिए.
ग्रास रूट में एकदम लास्ट लेवल तक सारे मेंबर्स से मिलने की कोशिश हो रही है. प्यार जो आपको मिलता है
शेक हैंड या ऐसा कोई इंटरेक्शन.
उनके एक्साइटमेंट से, उनकी एनर्जी से, उनका एंथुजियाज्म देखकर.
फर्स्ट डे एट JCI.
The one thing which I think really inspired me, प्रोफेशनल तरीके से किसी मीटिंग को कंडक्ट होते देखा.
It's always the protocols, something in discipline is so effective.
There's a place where value creation can happen in my own life. What I'm saying is more important. What they are receiving is
Yes.
even more important.
It's your journey being a good orator.
वो कहते हैं ना कई बार कि you forget what happened but you remember the feelings with a sum of almost 20-25 lakh rupees. Something missing. We are there with you always. The love that they shout. I have loved almost every place.
Beautiful quality of you. What was this journey about?
It was a coincidence which really changed me was the training. Built a trust in me towards this organization. I had not aspired to become a national president. I was almost forced to become a zone vice president.
Sometimes you manifest things and sometimes the destiny pulls you where I'm meant for. कि कभी तो फैमिली ने भी कहा होगा कि हमें भी थोड़ा सा टाइम दे दीजिए.
Once I have made a commitment, I have to stick with it, delivering my best.
More about quality than quantity.
One thing which I have gained from JCI is a lot of.
नमस्कार उन सभी को जो सिर्फ सपने नहीं देखते लेकिन उन्हें पूरा करने के लिए जीते हैं और पूरा करने की पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं. आप सुन रहे हैं मास स्टूडियो से एक खास कॉन्वर्सेशन जो सिर्फ कॉन्वर्सेशन नहीं लेकिन एक सेलिब्रेशन है. सो वी आर वेरी प्रिविलेज्ड एंड ऑनर्ड टू हैव अ मैन विद क्लैरिटी, charisma and commitment. We have National President JCI India 2025 JSF Ankur Jhunjhunwala right from Shillong to Kota, Rajasthan, Zone 5. Sir, आपका मास स्टूडियो और जोन 5 में दिल से स्वागत है.
Thank you so much.
Everyone in JC and outside JC around India would get some important tips from this conversation which may be a turning point for their life. Let's begin with JC Ankur Jhunjhunwala. So, sir, before we dive into leadership and legacy, let me ask you, how were those first 10 seconds when it was decided that you are the one who's going to lead JCI India for 2025?
We had been preparing for this for a long time. But the moment at which, when we took oath and finally it happened, I think that is the time when you realize the size of the responsibility you have taken over. And उस समय शायद वो एहसास होता है कि this is something to be really proud of because the atmosphere just then, the people carrying you up and the celebrations going on, it is really a matter of pride and a very emotional and overwhelming moment, I would say.
So, Ankur sir, ये बताइए कि अगर आपकी JCI जर्नी एक बॉलीवुड मूवी होती तो उस मूवी का नाम क्या होता और उसका क्लाइमेक्स क्या होता?
If this year is to be a movie, मुझे लगता है we can call it जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा because
Oh, wow.
Because this is 1 year that we get, right? And I think all the leaders out there, from the LO presidents to the directors, vice presidents, the zone officers, everybody, who is responsible for getting some things done, they have that 1 year.
Yeah.
I think इस एक साल को हमें ये होगा तो वो करेंगे या कल करते हैं, परसों करेंगे, ये काम हो जाए उसके बाद हम ये चीजें करेंगे. We have this 1 year to make a difference. Not just for proving कि हम कर सकते हैं, but because this organization has given us so much and it is our duty to give it back. And this is the 1 year we have to give it back. जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा because what we can do, let's do it today, let's do it now. Let's rise up now and let's make that difference. Let's contribute what we can right now.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So, actually, if everyone wants to make a difference in life, and travel that extraordinary apart
Yes,
from that ordinary,
yes.
if you want to travel extraordinary and rise, I think this
Yes.
is the movie that you should not miss. Get ready with your popcorns and whatever you like. Rise Up 2025 का theme है.
जी.
So how do you ensure that every member at ground level does not only listen to it, it feels it and it takes into action?
I think this is all about communication. From the very beginning, our communication has been consistent. And when your top-down communication is consistent, जब हम अपने governing board से बात कर रहे हैं, we are talking the same thing. When we are addressing the masses, we are talking about the same thing. Invariably, everybody gets conditioned to speak those same things. So when the governing board goes back home and speak to their grassroots members, they will definitely also be speaking the same thing. माहौल वैसा ही बन जाता है कि this is what we are doing this year, this is what we need to focus on, this is what our objectives are, and right up to the grassroots level, I think people get aligned automatically that this is what we want to do, rise up this year in these areas.
I think JCs is known around the world for its working pattern and the way it works on the personality.
Correct.
You can feel that difference in a year with every leader who comes into action.
Absolutely.
So I think जो hierarchy आप बनाते हैं, जिस काम करने के तरीके को आप बनाते हैं, उस हिसाब से जैसा आप बता रहे हैं कि it is communication that is from every leader to the
Correct.
ground.
Correct. And when the
level.
communication is consistent, the trickle down message will also be consistent right up to the grassroots level जिसकी आप बात कर रहे थे. तो लोगों तक वही message पहुंचेगा कि this is what we need to do, this is what the focus is, this is what rise up for us is supposed to mean. If this is the theme, then what is the meaning of the theme? The meaning of the theme is that we have to grab all the opportunities when they present themselves to us. We have to rise up to challenges and make things happen in the way we want it to happen.
Right. I think every leader like you, and a dynamic and a vibrant leader like you, always dreams and feels more happy when they connect to the ground root level member. क्योंकि वो जो इंतजार करते हैं आपसे मिलने के लिए, और जब वो मिलते हैं, मेरे ख्याल से वो खुशी आपके लिए भी और उनके लिए भी
होती
बहुत कीमती
है. अभी भी मैं अपने ऑफिशियल दौरे पे हूँ अलग अलग जोन्स में. दिस इज प्रोबेबली माय 9th जोन, एंड जिस जोन पे भी मैं जा रहा हूँ वहाँ 2 दिन 3 दिन हम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, और ग्रास रूट में एकदम लास्ट लेवल तक सारे मेंबर्स से मिलने की कोशिश हो रही है. एंड व्हेन वी मीट देम एंड द एक्साइटमेंट वी सी इन देयर आईज टू मीट अस, and the enthusiasm with which they tell us their stories, their journey, what they have been doing in JCI this year, and the expectation they have from us in the form of कि अगर उन्होंने कुछ अच्छा किया तो that should be acknowledged. All that I think is truly emotional. Yes.
सर, हम बात कर रहे थे रूट लेवल मेंबर की.
हाँ जी.
तो जब आप उनसे मिलते हैं, ऐसा कभी कोई शेक हैंड या ऐसा कोई इंटरेक्शन जब आपको उनसे मिलते ही लगता है कि ही कैन बी वन ऑफ द गुड लीडर्स, ऐसी कौन सी क्वालिटी आप देखते हैं, नोटिस करते हैं?
आई थिंक ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ये गॉज करने का एक शायद सलीका आ जाता है, वेयर यू आर एबल टू the energy that they carry. I think it becomes from that first interaction it becomes evident that maybe this person is someone who can go up in the leadership ladder and truly lead this organization to better places. ऐसी vibes कई बार, I'm not saying every time, but कई बार कुछ लोगों से आती है, उनके excitement से, उनकी energy से, उनका enthusiasm देखकर, उनकी thought clarity देखकर कई बार इन चीजों को you can gauge.
So it's basically that energy and the experience that they tell about. Is it that?
Yeah, of course their experiences, but not only their experiences, their aspirations. Experiences are in the past, but what they want to do, that you can sometimes gauge from their voice, from the manner of their speaking, the enthusiasm with which they come onto you in terms of sharing their thoughts. All that I think sometimes give you the idea कि नहीं, this is one person whom we should look out for. He can go ahead and lead this organization to higher places. ऐसी feeling कई बार आती है. It is true.
So do you remember your first time and first day at a JCI event? और आपको याद है वो इंसान जिसने आपको इंस्पायर किया JCI से जुड़ने के लिए?
I don't think I remember the first meeting or anything of the sort. Of course, I remember in general that how it started, and way back in 2014. How it started, and we started to meet as friends gradually, and things took off. But the one thing which I think really inspired me, which I can clearly vividly recall, is in 2016 when I was a member of the zone governing board. I was the zone director then, और तब मैंने पहली बार बहुत ही प्रोफेशनल तरीके से किसी मीटिंग को कंडक्ट होते देखा. Very sharp, very disciplined, very to the point kind of a meeting, which was really, really inspiring for me, really motivated me. And probably that is where, I started feeling that JCI is a place where value creation can happen in my own life. So maybe that is something which I
Wow.
Yes.
That's really great. And even I felt like it's always the protocols, in JCI that attracts you and that makes you feel so special, that something in discipline is so effective and
Correct.
people are happy with it. So that's really interesting.
Maybe what happens is, I'm just thinking again, in our life in general, maybe there is so much chaos already, and maybe the general way of doing things is so casual कि जब हम किसी चीज को बहुत सिस्टमैटिक तरीके से डिसिप्लिन के साथ होते देखते हैं तो वो एक इंस्पिरेशन अपने आप मिल ही जाती है.
Definitely.
And that is probably what happened with me also.
So, when you were first time on mic, do you remember your first speech and how did it feel?
My first speech in JCI on mic, I really don't know. I think it might have been with with you when we were doing EPS, but I really can't recall how I felt. I do recall my time in Speechcraft. When in Speechcraft as a participant, I had joined. That was in 2017. तब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे ऑडियंस से कैसे कनेक्ट करना चाहिए, ये एक बहुत बड़ी सीख उस समय मिली. मे बी द डिफरेंस, मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, बट दैट इज व्हेन आई प्रोबेबली रियलाइज कि व्हाट दे आर रिसीविंग इज इवन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. तो वो फीलिंग शायद दैट रियलाइजेशन हैपेंड ड्यूरिंग स्पीच क्राफ्ट, एंड दैट इज आई थिंक, एंड देन दैट इज व्हेन आई कॉन्शियसली स्टार्टेड टू एनालाइज माई सेल्फ व्हेन आई वाज स्पीकिंग इन रियल टाइम, कि मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ तो सामने वाले को समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा, उसको समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा, ट्राइंग टू सी देयर एक्सप्रेशंस. That is probably when a turning point in my life in terms of public speaking. Yes.
So that's so wonderful to hear. Dear audience, we are talking about the protocols that is JCI known for, and also Speechcraft being one of the quite premium program which starts your journey being a good orator.
Yes.
And where they tell you about how this skill, the blessed skill, can be used in the best ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
सर, ऐसा कोई JCI इवेंट जिसमें आपको आंसू आ गए हो फॉर एनी रीजन, फॉर हैप्पीनेस, फॉर मे बी सैडनेस और एनी अदर रीजन?
वो कहते हैं ना कई बार कि you forget what happened but you remember the feelings. So I can recall that ऐसी चीजें कई बार हुई है when I have become emotional. One recent event which I can recall is last year. In fact, it was in the beginning of this year when I had gone to for a presidential academy as a guest in Karnataka, Shimoga. और वहाँ पर in JCI we have this welfare fund scheme where अगर हमारे मेंबर के साथ कभी कोई दुर्घटना हो जाती है तो उनके परिवार को सपोर्ट करते हैं with a sum of almost 20-25 lakh rupees. So I had this privilege, or I don't know whether I should call it a privilege or the sad opportunity of presenting this check to one of the family members of one of our deceased members. Okay. The father was there, and the father got really emotional when we presented the check with him, and I think the sister was there and she tried to come and touch my feet, and I think that was a very very emotional moment, because that is where I realized कि हमारे members जो अपनी पूरी जिंदगी नहीं कहूँगा बट एक अहम हिस्सा अपनी जिंदगी का जो हमारे लिए, हमारे संस्था के लिए स्पेंड कर देते हैं. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर ऑन मेंबर्स की हमें कई सारी चीजें करनी है, ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स करवाने हैं, कम्युनिटी को सपोर्ट करना है. ऑफ कोर्स वो अपने मन से करना चाहते हैं बट एक थोड़ा सा प्रेशर भी रहता ही है. सो अ गुड पोर्शन ऑफ देयर लाइफ इज स्पेंट विद JCI, एंड व्हेन समबडी लाइक दैट इज सडनली नो मोर बिटवीन अस, तो फॉर अस इट इज, I mean, we will express 2 minutes of silence. Maybe the close friends and family, the close friends of that particular member will feel the gap, will feel something missing. But life will go on. But the family which is left behind, कई बार हम we don't stop to see what is happening with them. And I think JCI ने ये जो शुरू किया, it is really really heart touching, and that is what I felt when I presented that check in January this year, and I think that was a really emotional moment. Yes.
I think that it's not only about personality grooming that JCI talks about. It's not only about leadership opportunities. It's not about fellowship, but it is there with you in all the good times and tough times.
Absolutely. If you are a member, we are there with you. We are there with you always. Yes, that is an assurance that JCI is now giving to its members, that we are there with you.
In all these busy times that you are, going through as a leader, you have been traveling number of states and cities.
Yes.
As of now, which is your favorite city or state?
Where I have been to?
Yeah.
I think everywhere I go, there is something special that they have to offer. And everywhere I go, that place, the people, they manage to surprise me in a good way, with new things, with unexpected things. The love that they shower is love after all, but the way in which they shower it may be different. The city itself uh, has so many things to offer at times. Of course, I don't get much opportunity to visit the city per se, but when I visit a zone and I'm visiting LOs, तो वहां पर जाकर उस सिटी के बारे में कई बार बहुत सारी बातें होती है, and all of that always managed to surprise me. So to say that which is my favorite, I think will not be. It would be very difficult, and to a large extent, it would be unfair also, because everywhere has something special to offer, and I have loved almost every place that I've been to.
I mean, like, you are full of gratitude for all the places that you have gone to.
Absolutely, all the
And
time.
that's very beautiful, and that says one of the beautiful quality of you as a person. So let me ask you, like, how did you come land up to this day today, where you are leading JCI India? How did you start your journey, and what was this journey about?
Uh, See, this was a very weird journey, if I may. We wanted to join some social organization. I had never heard of JCI, so it was a coincidence that I landed up joining JCI. It could have been any other organization, but when I did join JCI, and like I said, the discipline, the processes, the system, those things started to inspire me. That is when I think I got myself more involved in JCI. The other thing which touched me was, or which really changed me, was the training programs. So Speechcraft and then ZTWS and other training programs that I attended. They really motivated me to continue, being with JCI. And not only that, I think they sort of built a trust in me towards this organization. I started believing in this organization with all my heart and soul. So that is how the journey started. How did I land up here? Uh, I had not aspired to become a national president until a couple of years ago. In fact, my focus was to grow in the training ladder of JCI, and that is what I wanted to do. In 2018, when I became the zone vice president, if I can be very, very honest, I didn't want to become a zone vice president. I was almost forced to become a zone vice president against my will, and yet, what happened, and I did what I could in that year. But after that, I think slowly I started to feel like I can do more. If I am a zone vice president, this is what I was able to achieve. But then I could feel that, if I am able to become the zone president, maybe I'll be able to do something more. Maybe this is something which I really want to do for this organization. Maybe as a member, I'm not getting that opportunity, but if I become the zone president, I will get that opportunity. So thereon, I started to aspire. Before that, it was probably there wasn't a dream to come here, really. There wasn't a dream to come.
So it's like sometimes you manifest things, and sometimes the destiny pulls you where you are meant for.
Absolutely.
So we are very fortunate to have a leader like you, whether you were pushed sometimes or you came by will, but we are very, very fortunate to have a vibrant leader like you.
I am fortunate to be here.
Yeah. So सर बताइए कि इतनी भागा दौड़ी में कभी तो फैमिली ने भी कहा होगा कि हमें भी थोड़ा सा टाइम दे दीजिए, तो उस लीडरशिप और पर्सनल लाइफ को आप कैसे बैलेंस करते हैं?
Definitely. I mean, family को ये feeling कई बार आती ही है कि too much time is being spent on JCI. But at the same time, I'm really grateful for my family, because they understand that once I have made a commitment, I have to stick with it. And in fact, they motivate me कि once you have made a commitment, you'll have to do your best as far as that commitment is concerned. So they would never want me that I should pull back from delivering my best in whatever role I am. They would never want that. And because of that, I think because of that understanding, I have been able to manage things the way I have. I am definitely giving less time to the family, but I think everybody is on board with the fact that that is how it's going to be, at least for the next year.
So I think
Yes.
now it's more about quality than quantity.
Yes, true.
So amazed with, whenever a leader comes up and suddenly you get all those, ideas and energy to balance things, and that we can see how you are managing it beautifully. So we're happy to know about it. That
Yes, you learn it in JCI also. I mean, I was
Yeah.
very bad at time management. I didn't have time for anything, to be very honest. But I think it is coming in JCI that has taught me how to balance work and family life and still be able to give time to JCI.
So I think like it's not only everybody like a general member, but even a leader who's coming up learns so much from JCI.
Absolutely.
Like
Every time. Still do.
honest confession by you that
Still do.
I was not good at time management, and you started, realizing the importance and how to apply it actually. So
Yes.
that is what, yeah, I think by what you said, that your family is along with you in this goal.
100%. Without
Yeah.
which it would not be possible.
Yeah, so thanks to the family on behalf of
Thank you.
JCI India that you're giving such a beautiful time and joining us in taking JCI ahead.